Ladies and gentlemen, police car light, you've been using apple cider vinegar all wrong. Police car light, most people think ACV is a miracle drink, but Dr. Eric Berg DC exposes the shocking truth. The right way can transform your health, melt fat, and supercharge your metabolism, while the wrong way can destroy your gut, wreck your hormones, and even stall fat loss. Face screaming in fear, discover how one simple shift in timing, dosage, and combination can make or break your results. Don't sabotage your progress. Learn the science. Backed Dr. Berg approved method that conquers cravings, boosts energy, and rewires your body for total health dominance. Brain Fire, the hidden truth about ACV timing. Most people drink apple cider vinegar at the wrong time, destroying its fat, burning, and digestive benefits. Learn when to take it for maximum insulin control, gut support, and fat metabolism. Most people don't realize this, but timing is everything when it comes to apple cider vinegar. You can have the highest quality organic ACV with the mother, but if you take it at the wrong time, you're not just missing out on the benefits, you might actually be sabotaging your health goals. Let's break this down, because once you understand why timing matters, you'll see just how powerful this simple habit can be. When you drink apple cider vinegar before your first meal, it does something incredible to your metabolism. The acetic acid in ACV helps lower the glycemic response, which means your blood sugar won't spike as high after eating. That's a big deal, because every time your blood sugar spikes, your insulin follows, and when insulin goes up, fat burning shuts down. So by taking ACV before your meal, you're essentially turning on your fat burning switch before the food even hits your stomach. Now, if you drink it too late, say after a big carb, heavy meal, you've already missed that metabolic window. The insulin response has already started, and your body is now focused on storing fat, not burning it. That's why the when matters just as much as the what. But here's something most people never think about. The time of day you use ACV can also change how it affects your energy, your digestion, and even your sleep. If you take it first thing in the morning, before breakfast or your first coffee, you're setting up your gut to digest better all day long. You're also helping your stomach acid get stronger, which is critical if you've been dealing with bloating, indigestion, or nutrient deficiencies. A small amount of ACV mixed with water before your first meal can prime your digestion like nothing else. However, if you take it right before bed, it's a different story. While some people say it helps them sleep, for others, it can trigger mild acid reflux or discomfort, especially if they've eaten recently. Your digestive system slows down at night, so dumping acid in there at the wrong time can backfire. The key is understanding your body's rhythm. ACV works best when your body is active, digesting, and metabolically awake. There's also one more secret about timing that most people overlook: pairing ACV with intermittent fasting. If you're fasting through the morning, taking a small amount of diluted ACV before your eating window can help suppress cravings, balance your blood sugar, and keep your insulin levels low. It won't break your fast, and it'll actually make the transition into fat burning mode smoother. This is where ACV really shines. It amplifies the effects of fasting and helps your body become more insensitive. So, to put it simply, timing your apple cider vinegar the right way transforms it from an average health trend into a metabolic powerhouse. The wrong timing can make it just another sour drink, but the right timing, it can change everything about how your body uses energy, burns fat, and manages hunger. The dangerous dosing mistake: drinking too much ACV can erode your stomach lining and weaken your minerals. Discover the safe, effective dose that delivers results without harming your body. When it comes to apple cider vinegar, people often assume that if a little is good, then more must be better. But that mindset can actually backfire big time. The truth is, there's a fine line between using ACV as a powerful health tool and turning it into something that does more harm than good. Let's talk about dosage, because this is where most people go wrong. Apple cider vinegar is highly acidic. That's what gives it its power. It supports digestion, improves insulin sensitivity, and helps the body tap into fat for fuel. But that same acidity, when overused, can become corrosive. I've seen people take shots of straight vinegar every morning, thinking they're doing something healthy, and then wonder why they're dealing with throat irritation, enamel erosion, or stomach pain. The problem isn't the vinegar, it's the dose and how it's used. The ideal amount for most people is between 1 and 2 teaspoons diluted in a full glass of water, taken once or twice a day. That's all it takes to activate the metabolic benefits without damaging your digestive lining. Going beyond that doesn't give you faster results, it just stresses your system. You have to think of ACV as a therapeutic ingredient, not a beverage. It's concentrated and powerful, and when used correctly, it helps your stomach produce more acid naturally. That's what leads to better protein digestion, improved nutrient absorption, and reduced bloating after meals. But when you overdo it, you start stripping away the very balance your body is trying to restore. Too much vinegar can lower your potassium levels, cause muscle cramps, and even interfere with the way your body regulates minerals. In fact, excessive use of ACV over time can lead to a mild form of metabolic acidosis, which means your body becomes too acidic, forcing your kidneys to work overtime to compensate. That's not the outcome anyone wants. There's also something subtle that happens when you take too much ACV. Your stomach starts to depend on the external acid rather than producing its own. So instead of strengthening your digestive function, you end up weakening it, and that's exactly the opposite of what this tool is supposed to do. The smart approach is moderation with precision. You don't need to flood your system. You just need to nudge it. Combine 1 to 2 teaspoons with 8 ounces of water. Sip it slowly before a meal, and let your body respond naturally. If you're just starting out, begin with half a teaspoon and build up gradually. Let your body tell you what it can handle. And always pay attention to how you feel. If you start noticing heartburn, stomach irritation, or fatigue, that's your signal to pull back. Apple cider vinegar isn't about taking more, it's about taking it right. When used intelligently, it becomes a catalyst for better digestion, blood sugar balance, and fat metabolism. When overused, it becomes just another stressor on your system. ACV plus fasting equals metabolic power. Find out how combining ACV with intermittent fasting turns your body into a fat burning machine while balancing blood sugar naturally. One of the most powerful combinations for fat burning and metabolic health is apple cider vinegar paired with intermittent fasting. These two together work like a perfect tag team. One handles the chemistry, the other handles the timing. And when you understand how they support each other, you can take your results to a whole new level. Here's how it works. When you're fasting, your body starts shifting away from burning sugar as its main fuel source and begins tapping into fat for energy. That's what we want, but here's the challenge. In those first few hours of fasting, your insulin levels are still coming down and your blood sugar may fluctuate a bit. That's when cravings hit, energy drops, and many people give up before the real fat burning even begins. This is where apple cider vinegar steps in as a metabolic stabilizer. ACV helps lower blood sugar and flatten insulin spikes. When you drink a small amount of diluted ACV before your first meal, or even during your fasting window, it helps suppress cravings, reduces hunger, and keeps your energy stable. You're essentially keeping insulin quiet, which allows your body to stay in that fat burning mode longer. Think of ACV as the fuel that keeps your fasting engine running smoothly. Another amazing benefit is how ACV supports the liver. During fasting, your liver is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's breaking down stored fat, converting it to ketones, and filtering out toxins. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar supports that process, making fat conversion more efficient. The result: better mental clarity, more stable energy, and faster adaptation into fat-burning mode. But there's something else that happens when you combine ACV and fasting. Your digestive system gets a complete reset. Fasting gives your gut a break, allowing inflammation to cool down, while ACV helps restore the right level of stomach acid and supports the growth of good bacteria. So when you finally do eat, your digestion is stronger, smoother, and more efficient. You're not bloated, you're not sluggish, and you actually absorb more nutrients from your food. Now let's clear up one big misconception. Some people worry that ACV will break their fast. It won't, as long as you're taking it properly. 1 to 2 teaspoons diluted in water doesn't contain enough calories to interrupt the fasting state. Instead, it enhances it by keeping insulin low and supporting the very processes that fasting is designed to trigger. If you want to take it one step further, try adding a pinch of sea salt or a few drops of lemon juice to your ACV water during fasting. This gives your body electrolytes and adds a little flavor while keeping everything in balance. The key is consistency. Fasting without ACV is powerful, but when you add ACV into your fasting routine, it becomes easier, more sustainable, and far more effective. It's like giving your metabolism the exact conditions it needs to thrive. The dilution formula: you must know, never drink ACV straight. Dr. Berg reveals the perfect water, the vinegar ratio to protect your teeth, throat, and digestive system while maximizing health benefits. One of the biggest mistakes people make with apple cider vinegar is drinking it straight. I get it, it seems simple. You grab the bottle, pour a shot, and down it, thinking you're doing something healthy and powerful. But what you may not realize is that this habit can cause more harm than good. The acidity of apple cider vinegar is strong enough to erode tooth enamel, irritate your throat, and even inflame your stomach lining if it's not diluted properly. So, let's talk about how to use it the right way, the safe and effective way, that gives you all the benefits without the side effects. Apple cider vinegar is meant to work in harmony with your body, not against it. The secret lies in the dilution ratio, how much water you mix it with. The ideal formula for most people is 1 to 2 teaspoons of ACV in about 8 ounces of water. That's the sweet spot where you get enough acetic acid to stimulate digestion, support blood sugar control, and activate fat metabolism, but not so much that it irritates your system. Now, the temperature of the water also makes a difference. If you use lukewarm water, it's gentler on your stomach and easier to absorb. Cold water can sometimes cause a bit of cramping, especially if your digestion is already sluggish. Some people like to add a few drops of lemon juice or even a pinch of sea salt for taste and extra electrolytes. That's perfectly fine as long as the vinegar stays diluted. Here's something interesting. When ACV is diluted properly, it actually helps balance your body's internal pH over time. Even though vinegar is acidic on its own, once it's metabolized, it has an alkalizing effect inside the body. But if you drink it straight, it's not going to have that balancing benefit, it's just going to burn on the way down. And that burning isn't detox, it's irritation. Another thing to watch out for is how you drink it. Sipping it slowly through a straw is a great idea because it minimizes contact with your teeth. The enamel on your teeth is extremely sensitive to acid, and once it's eroded, it doesn't grow back. You can also rinse your mouth with plain water afterward to neutralize any leftover acid, and timing still matters here. Drinking diluted ACV before a meal is best, especially about 15 to 20 minutes before eating. This helps kickstart the production of stomach acid, which improves digestion and nutrient absorption. If you drink it after eating, it won't be as effective, and if you drink it on an empty stomach without enough dilution, it might be too harsh. So, don't think of apple cider vinegar as something to power through. Think of it as something to use with precision. The right dilution makes it gentle enough to protect your tissues while still strong enough to transform your metabolism. The right ingredients that amplify results: pairing ACV with lemon juice, potassium, rich foods, or electrolytes can skyrocket detox, digestion, and energy levels, while the wrong mix can neutralize its power. Apple cider vinegar is powerful on its own, but when you pair it with the right ingredients, it becomes something extraordinary. The key isn't just about using ACV, it's about enhancing it. Certain natural ingredients work synergistically with apple cider vinegar to amplify its effects on fat burning, digestion, and overall metabolic health. When you learn how to combine it properly, it stops being just a simple tonic and turns into a metabolic booster that your body thrives on. Let's start with one of the most underrated partners, lemon juice. When you combine ACV with freshly squeezed lemon, you get a double shot of acetic and citric acids. Together, they enhance detoxification through the liver and gallbladder, making fat processing more efficient. Lemon also provides a dose of vitamin C, which supports collagen production, adrenal function, and immune health. The bright acidity of lemon juice balances the deep tang of vinegar, making it easier to drink while giving your body a natural energy lift. Next, think about potassium, a mineral that's often overlooked but absolutely essential. Apple cider vinegar helps balance blood sugar and insulin, but it can sometimes deplete potassium if overused. Pairing ACV with potassium-rich foods or drinks keeps your electrolytes in check and enhances muscle and nerve function. You can easily add a pinch of potassium chloride, a slice of avocado, or even a bit of cream of tartar to your ACV drink. That small addition can make a huge difference in how your body feels and performs throughout the day. Another excellent combination is ACV with raw honey. Now, this might surprise you because honey contains natural sugar, but when used in small amounts, it can actually help balance the acidity of vinegar and make it gentler on your stomach. Raw honey is loaded with enzymes and antioxidants that support your immune system and soothe the digestive tract. When mixed with warm water and ACV, it becomes a powerful tonic that helps calm inflammation and supports gut health. Don't forget about adding a sprinkle of cinnamon or a few slices of fresh ginger. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar and adds a warm, comforting flavor that complements ACV beautifully. Ginger, on the other hand, stimulates circulation, improves digestion, and reduces nausea. Together, they create a dynamic blend that not only supports metabolism, but also makes the drink taste much better, which means you're more likely to stick with it. And here's something most people don't realize. How you pair ACV with your meals can amplify its effects even more. Taking it alongside foods rich in healthy fats and greens like olive oil, avocado, or spinach enhances nutrient absorption, especially of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. You're not just burning fat, you're also feeding your cells what they need to thrive. When these natural ingredients come together, they turn apple cider vinegar into more than just a supplement. It becomes a daily ritual that nourishes, balances, and strengthens the entire system. From the inside out, who should avoid ACV completely? ACV isn't for everyone. Dr. Berg warns about hidden health conditions and medications that make vinegar intake risky, and how to know if your body is rejecting it. Now, as powerful as apple cider vinegar can be, it's not for everyone. There are certain cases where using it, even in small amounts, can actually do more harm than good. This is why understanding your own body and health situation is so important. What helps one person burn fat and improve digestion might cause discomfort or complications for someone else. So, let's talk about who should be cautious or even avoid apple cider vinegar altogether. If you already have issues with stomach acid, for example, gastritis, ulcers, or acid reflux, adding more acid can make things worse. While ACV can help people who have low stomach acid, it can really irritate those who have too much. If you drink it and feel a burning sensation, pain, or tightness in your upper abdomen, that's your body telling you it's not ready for vinegar yet. You may need to first heal your gut lining before reintroducing anything acidic. Another group that needs to be careful is anyone taking medications that affect potassium or blood sugar. Apple cider vinegar naturally lowers blood sugar levels, which is great for insulin resistance. But if you're on diabetic medication, combining the two can cause your blood sugar to drop too low. Likewise, ACV can also lower potassium. So if you're on diuretics or certain blood pressure meds, you could experience weakness, cramping, or irregular heartbeat if your potassium dips too far. Always pay attention to how your body responds and check with a healthcare professional if you're unsure. Then there are those with dental sensitivity or enamel erosion. Even when diluted, apple cider vinegar is acidic enough to weaken enamel over time. Using a straw, rinsing your mouth after drinking it, or taking it as part of a meal instead of on an empty stomach can help minimize damage. But if you already have enamel issues, it might be best to skip it altogether. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should also be cautious. While small amounts of diluted ACV are generally considered safe, during pregnancy, your digestive system and hormones are already in flux. The acidity can sometimes trigger nausea or heartburn. It's always best to start very small or to wait until after pregnancy before making ACV a daily habit. And finally, anyone with chronic kidney disease should approach ACV with extreme caution. Your kidneys regulate your body's acid-base balance, and if they're already under stress, introducing more acid can throw things off even further. That's one situation where vinegar's detoxifying effects can actually overwhelm the system instead of helping it. The key takeaway here is that apple cider vinegar isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a powerful tool, but only when used in the right context, at the right time, and by the right person. If your body gives you feedback in the form of pain, fatigue, or discomfort, that's a message worth listening to. So now you know apple cider vinegar can be a powerful healer or a silent destroyer, depending on how you use it. The right way strengthens digestion, balances insulin, and activates fat burning. The wrong way, it can damage your gut, your teeth, and your metabolism. The difference is all in the details: timing, dosage, dilution, and awareness. Don't just follow trends. Understand the science behind what you put in your body. Use this knowledge to take control of your health naturally and intelligently. Master the right way and let your body do what it was designed to do.